It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Friday, it'll be the Phoenix Suns coming into town.
And for the matchup with the Grizzlies, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, a fantastic start to the year for Che. He's already garnering all-star votes. I spoke with him, and he was surprised to see his name up there on the leaderboard with so many other greats. Humble as always. Guys?
Great stuff there, DA. Thank you. Truth is, Greg, Shea's not the only one who's surprised.
I'll admit, I didn't think he'd get to this level this fast, but there's no denying that he's a huge difference maker for this team.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Porter is out there with D, and it's Carter in at the 5 down low. And for the Thunder, Paul out there with Robertson. And then there's Steven Adams, and it's Nader in at small forward. Couple teams now, Doris, slumping here in the middle of the season. How can they avoid lengthy cold streaks, the absence of wind?
Yeah, I think this is where veteran leadership can become such an integral part of the success over the course of a long season. This is the point when you start to lose games, you can sort of break apart and splinter, and that is where that veteran leadership in the locker room, just to keep everybody unified, can be so critical.
Levine passes to D. Crafty move. And the layup is up and in. The All-Star Weekend isn't too far away, and the voting has already opened up. A lot of buzz that Shea could find his way onto that All-Star team.
And there's so many players that deserve to be named an All-Star every year, and the competition can be unforgiving. With that said, though, Shea's performances speak volumes about his impact, and I think he has a strong case to make the team.
Adams' shot is off. So the Bulls, their last game, a win against Los Angeles. Here's White, connects from three-point range.
And you have got to honor White on the perimeter. Once he gets comfortable from there, it's going to be bad news for the defense.
Paul passes to Adams. Now Robertson. Over Levine. Almost, but it rolls out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
White finds Carter. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, Greg, you want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Paul, no one around him. The Thunder with another miss.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Count that one. White's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
Paul against White. Paul outside. Just 5 to shoot. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Takes the 13-footer, buries the jump shot.
You know, that's what he wants more of. Up until now, the accuracy just hadn't been there.
To the inside, White. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. White's got 7 points.
Are you kidding? 5 for 5, and they just got started.
Ball against White. It's rebounded by D.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Hall drops it in from 11 feet.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. Doesn't matter, just make shots.
Bean passes to D. Trying to get open is Carter. Again, Chicago.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passes.
For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Nuggets in Denver.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Well, you know this, Greg, because you played in the NBA. You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
White finds Carter. To the paint. Here's D, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
On the wing, Levine releases. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession.
Well, the Thunder begin on the defensive end of the floor. This is a team whose formula is to force a ton of turnovers, come up with steals, get out in transition. Last year, 4th in the league in defensive rating.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Markkanen comes in for Carter. And Satoransky subbed in for Porter.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Adams, the pass to Schroeder, shoots over White. The Thunder with another miss. And for the Thunder defense, Doris, it starts with their rebounding.
Well, you have to begin with their strong interior defense. That lets their wings get out and pressure and take some chances. Defense has turned into a pillar for this team.
And that one, good. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 19-6 run. D is covered by Noel. No good from D.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Ferguson misses. Chicago leading by 13. Outside, Levine. To the middle. Here's D. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 5 assists tonight.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. That's a 2 from Ferguson. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Pass to D. And stolen by Noel. Now Schroeder. Down the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, you get the sense that pressure sometimes makes Dennis Schroeder sharper, and really good job against a contest right there.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game. The Bulls leading by 5. We've got Dennis Schroeder, also Chris Paul out there. Adams is out there with Robertson. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Pass to Schroeder. Just 5 on the clock. Charity stripe shot. It's rebounded by D. D's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, D in that last outing against the Clippers delivered quite a performance. He dropped in 55 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
White the pass to D. The shot, no good. Adams, some nice D. Thunder trailing by 5. And it's Schroeder in the corner. The three-pointer, no good.
Well, you can see why the defense dared him to shoot it. That's not really his spot.
White the pass to Carter. Here's D. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. D's got 14.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, these past 2 games, his energy level has been sensational. Whether it's a putback like that or other hustle plays, he's been everywhere.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult.
Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
Body control, flair for the dramatic, Levine in style.
Oklahoma City's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Paul looking over the floor. Here's Adams. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. He lobs it up.
Well, the basketball IQ on display for Otto Porter makes the right read there.
Thunder trailing by 11. Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 19-point game against Denver.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
5 on the clock. Hervey. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still as strong as ever.
White dishes to Carter. Outside, Levine. Passes it to D. Uses the glass to finish the layup. D's got 20.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
White against Paul. 11 feet away, and it's sent back by Carter. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And here's a look at some numbers for Paul.
He's been playing a much bigger role in their offense over the past 5 games. It comes across in his usage rate, which has gone up during that stretch. We'll see if they continue to lean on him here tonight.
It's stolen. Schroeder against Levine, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Well, you want a shooter to catch it and go right in rhythm. Zach LaVine does just that.
Here's Ferguson. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. And Adams kicks to Nader. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Murray. And here we go. Murray heading to the hoop. And it's Murray with the jam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Thunder trailing by 15. Ferguson, the pass to Adams. He dishes it to Schroeder. Lets a floater go. He lays it in. Schroeder's got 7 points for the quarter.
This guy is a creative offensive talent. Dennis Schroeder can hit defenders with a variety of moves. Go ahead with the floater.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Levine wide open. His three-pointers off the mark. The pass to Noel. Here's Nader. Puts up a 3. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so we conclude the...
Kevin, thank you. Well, Jay, great start to the season for you, and there's been a lot of talk about you making it to All-Star Weekend. Is that one of your goals?
You know, it's always a personal goal of mine, but I try not to think about, things like that during the season. I'm focusing on what the team needs, and if I happen to make the All-Star game, that's an added bonus.
Well, I don't believe you, but good luck in the second half and have fun at the weekend, guys.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. We're seeing tremendous gameplay from D.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And tipping off the second half, here's Jim Boylan's 5. Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. D out there with Carter. And it's White in at the point guard position. And he makes that one. Paul's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Oklahoma City.
And young point guards can learn a lot from Paul. The way he handles the ball is remarkable.
You know, Doris, I know your style of play at Providence was one of aggressiveness, a lot of instinct, a lot of smarts, great skill. But I think you also have an appreciation for the players that are real scrappy on the floor.
What I love, Kevin, are guys who can influence the game without having incredible offensive skill. So a guy like Patrick Beverly, so a little bit undersized, but would you like to have that guy pick you up at 94 feet, be in your grill and in your face like he gives no quarter, he gives no concessions? If he were checking Kevin Harlan, my goodness, you'd have a long night.
That would be a torture chamber. I agree with you. Now, here's Robertson. Guarded by Levine. Robertson can't hit.
And you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Up top, Adams. He goes up again. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Adams has got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, the strength and the activity of Steven Adams makes him a force on the backboards.
And they're pushing it up. Here's Robertson, and the dunk by Robertson.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Gets it to fall, and the bucket from D.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior.
The Bulls leading by 11. 1:16 left in the third quarter. Knocks it down in the bucket from D. D's got 26. The Thunder shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. Pass to Nader. City moving the ball around. Here's Schroeder and blocked the ball with his palm. What a defensive play. Finished off the break. White's got 9.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
41 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Schroeder looking over the floor. Hervey, Noel trying to break loose. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. And Chicago shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And here's Schroeder. With 1 on the clock. Misses. And so it's the Chicago Bulls feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Back to the action after this word. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got Adams. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Andre Robertson. And there's Nerlens Noel. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Pass to Schroeder. Shot clock at 6. Can't hit that one.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
They're outside, and the rebound goes to the Thunder. Noel's got 6 rebounds in the game. Passes it to Robertson. He kicks it to Adams. Schroeder, left side.
Well, coaches love seeing this from Dennis Schroeder. Recognize the situation, find the open teammate.
And so Levine will bring it up now for the Bulls. And the pass to D. It's tipped. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Thunder trailing by 17. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Adams outside. Here's Schroeder. Steps back and drains the jump shot. Schroeder's got 19 points.
Well, the Dennis Schroeder show is cooking on all cylinders right now. The defense has no answer.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Schroeder leading the charge. That one drops for him. Schroeder's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end. But right now, the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
Pass to Porter. Inside, here's D. It's hauled in by Adams. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Down low, 6 to shoot. Schroeder, and it's sent back by Carter. Here's Porter, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 15.
Well, he provides that slashing presence from the wing. Porter has got all the tools.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Of course, you can't help but notice the teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get.
Well,
the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Oklahoma City moving it around. Hervey. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Carter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's D, and that one is stuffed right through.
Now, Zach LaVine is a solid passer. This guy entered the league as a point guard, puts it on the money there.
That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Robertson kicks to Paul.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
D, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from D. Under trailing by 19. Hervey, guarded by Porter. Here's Nader. To the left wing. Kicks it to Robertson. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point range. The shot off that time. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. To the paint, tries from 10, and that's good off the glass that time. That's 36 points for D.
Well, you love his effort level, right? Particularly when it's winning time. He is going for the finish.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Stolen by Carter. Ball against White. Here's D. Thunder with the rebound.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
The shot by Nader, no good.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Outside, Porter. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated.
Timeout.
What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, D.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Teams need contributions from everybody to win on the road, not just the stars. And he's done more than his share tonight. An outstanding performance. And they double up Paul. Pass to Robertson. Here's Nader, guarded by LaVine. Adams outside. Here's Nader. 5 to shoot. A putback. Carter pulls it in.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
And it's Adams on the follow. Adams has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Nader kicks to Robertson. Passes it to Nader. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr. In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt. Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
The pass to D. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And the first one drops. Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Good on both. Here's Burton. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Knocked away. In transition, here come the Bulls. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes, Greg, when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Pass to Ferguson. Some solid defense from D.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy to have back there who can erase your mistakes. What a big-time asset defensively.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.
Hey, Kenny here, man. Great game. Nothing anyone could do to slow you down. When did you first start to feel that this was going to be your night?
You know what, Kenny? As a team, I knew we had a good game plan coming in. Personally, it wasn't until I saw the shot starting to fall. But these guys kept setting me up in a position where I could be successful. The level of camaraderie amongst this group, man, it's incredible, man. And I think that makes everyone better.
Yeah, great game, continued success.
Time for one of my favorite segments, Home Team Power Ranking. What's that again, Hank? Yeah, glad you asked. In this segment, we rank performances from our hometown heroes over the past week.